Hey everybody, this is Al with El Rey Collection, and today I'm going to do some a mail day. I get a lot of feedback from people that they tend to like what when I'm getting some stuff. So I'll try to show everybody a little bit of the fun things that come in from time to time. I don't do this all that frequently. Number one, it's kind of hard to get a setup. I also got feedback that people wanted to kind of see me open the things directly. So let's see how this format goes. If you like it, please let me know in the comments. So this is, I think some of you have seen, I had some tickets that I had been buying over time and grading a few, and I'm kind of like on this World Cup run, if you will, of trying to get some finals tickets. I just think it was a fun little side version, as well as some other key fun things that I enjoy along the way. So in this particular package, we've got a number of tickets. See, always an adventure on the packing. But let's see, maybe I can slide them out here. So generally, as mentioned, it was I'm going for some World Cup finals tickets, and I have a number of them. But still looking to add. And these particular ones aren't very difficult ads, but I didn't have them. So let's pick them up along with a ticket that I've really wanted for a really long time, and it's just has always eluded me despite all these different all this different searching. So I just decided to just be done, get it and be done. So the entry point here, oh, I see, it's a double because of the size of these tickets. Yeah. Okay, so here you go. This is, get some of these little pieces of tape off. I'm trying to be cognizant. It's hard to watch the video and do this, so I apologize ahead of time. So this is the final of the 1978 World Cup, and it actually has still the one of the stubs attached to it. So here you go. Unfortunately, there's some writing on it, but the writing is what I'd say good. Argentina beats Holland. At least it's nice handwriting. So there's that. I usually don't like to get things that have writing. Here is the Hand of God ticket, which had been on my list for a long period of time. So here you go. So Maradona, Hand of God. It's got a nice, solid crease right through it. So not going to grade particularly high, but an important, certainly a pretty important ticket. And then here's the final in Wembley, 1966, when England wins. So I wouldn't say the most exciting tickets on the planet, but certainly some that I wanted for my collection, and I'm happy to add them. So we'll move these over here. All right. Then let's, this one may be a little bit harder to unwrap, just because number one, it includes a lot of cards, and then number two, it is probably pretty well taped. So if you don't have patience, I suggest go get yourself a beverage, settle in, and let's see what we got here. There's going to be multiple levels of this opening. This particular box is coming from Argentina, which for those of you who follow all of my accounts will remember that, I just love these cards. There's something super special about them to me. No, this is not a phone, a little cordless phone. It is a bunch of different stickers from Argentina. Whenever getting these boxes from sellers that especially you don't know, I like to really check and make sure nothing's left behind. I've had more than one case where I didn't realize the packaging, and ultimately I've never lost anything, but it basically my first reaction was to toss it into the trash, which has petrified me ever since. And I think anybody who collects, it's kind of a little bit of a nightmare scenario for them to throw away something that they just bought. So anyway, here we go. Again, apologize for the video. It doesn't look as clear as I would like it, but hey, it's my first shot at this angle, which I got some feedback to people. They really wanted to more be involved in the opening as opposed to just seeing the stuff as it comes out. So here we are. Again, thoroughly check the bags, make sure nothing is hiding, lurking in the bag. And it's not unsurprising that Argentina has some of the more expensive cards out there. It is a small country relative to many other countries, but it very much overpacks its weight, or over punches its weight in global soccer history. And the cards that they have there from the early 1920s, I mean, basically through the early 80s, are just gifts to worldwide collectors. Of course, includes two of the the few cards that have ever sold, soccer cards that have ever sold for more than $100,000. The Maradona 1977 disc, which sold, I think, at Golden for like $160,000. It was a PSA 7, I believe. And then the 1978 Maradona, which sold for more than $100,000 in a PSA 6, and that was also a crazy sale. But it was the highest rated one ever. Those 77 Maradonas are typically ones. I'd say that's the most average ones, and a super underrated card in my opinion. And we're getting this nice bag. All these these guys always have interesting ways to pack things, and we can get some informal clothes, unisex clothes for women and men and children. So there we go in San Martin. Nice. If you ever make it down to Argentina, I'm doing free advertising for this store. All right, so here are the first little packages, and let's just, since we're kind of in opening mode, let's get rid of this tape, which is super dangerous to have around cards. So just like to pull those off, keep them as secure as possible, and you'll see all of these little pieces. All right, so let's start with the with what I'll call the most basic is a hard word to use, but the most common, less valuable stuff. So this is the Industrias, Argentina Industrias, which are 1979 issues of Maradona. So you'll see him. Almost all of these are going to have back damage. Usually it's on the top, but it can be more profuse. This is actually a decent one. There's also some ink staining. These are all going to grade 1s and 2s. It's I think there's 29 in total in the set. Here's one where he's playing with some LPs. Look at a piece missing down here. But these are just great period collectibles. They're not going to break the bank if you want to get an early Maradona from 1979. So you can pick some of these. I'll probably throw some of these doubles up on the up on the Discord. You know, if people, you know, want one, here's one with Zico. Not well known that this is, you know, a Zico and Maradona. Awesome, right? He's his rookie. Well, his rookie's actually earlier, but you know, 78's when you start to see a lot of his issue. And you know, here he is with Maradona, and I love their smiling. They just love enjoying the game. So this is a stack of Industrias, which are, you know, pretty common. This face has always made me interested. I wasn't exactly sure what was going on there. I always wondered what the backstory is. There's a bunch of them. Again, these are pretty low quality, almost all stuck, but you know, just kind of fun cards, and inexpensive cards. I think, you know, graded copies are typically in the. Well, here's one with Beckenbauer, Maradona. Graded copies are typically in the, you know, 100 to 400 range. I think higher grade ones will go for more, but here's him in his Argentina jersey. So there's just a bunch here. Again, I don't even think this is a complete set, just a number of dupes on ones, but this is a nice stack of Industria Argentina cards that all depict Maradona, early pre-1980 Maradona. So nice little stack. We can kind of leave that over there. Then you start to get to, you know, some of these really really cool cards that if you watch any of my other YouTube videos, you'll kind of, you know, appreciate some of the rarity of these and some of the importance of the players. So and here I'll just kind of lay these out a little bit. Here is a very rare Zezinho from Brazil, from the Bicicleta. Here you go, Figuritas Bicicleta. Very rare, super tough to find. Here is a Starstota, which these actually come in different shapes. I love this set. I mean, I wish there was still a time where SGC could, you know, do some of these beautiful custom cuts. And this is Norberto Mendes. Haven't done a video on him yet, but likely will at some point. And here's another Pepito, and this is also Mendes. Another pretty rare card. And all of these, I mean, at the best are going to grade 1s, A's. They've got back damage. But just the fact they survived all the chaos in Argentina is just, you know, it's a W. You know, I can't stress how tough so many of these cards are. If you've seen my videos, I think on Labruna and Lestau, you've probably seen these Lili cards. Again, Norberto Mendes. So I picked up a number of his. And these Figuritas Campeón, there's a 1945 series and a 1946 series. And this Jose Salomon is another really kind of nice one to get. And this is also here the 1945. So this is Felix Lestau. These are tough, you know. And this is Enrique Garcia, again from the same series. And here's another Mendes. So oh, but this is actually a different issue. Let's see here. This is not from the Campeones. So actually, here's another Mendes from Bicicleta. You can see with a nice clean back. Very rare to find unstuck. Like nearly, I don't want to say impossible because there's one right there. Gosh, which one is this? I forget. Let's see if I can take this guy out. Oh yeah, okay, Captain Nelson. These are super tough. So I've got this Captain Nelson, and again this is Mendes. His name's on there. Good that they have that. And then follow that up with a couple others. Oh, here's Campeones 46. And gosh, this is really the time I need to have my glasses, because I don't even recognize this one. Oh, this is Mas Antonio, Hermanito Mas Antonio. Haven't done a video on him yet either. But and this is Solomon, Jose Solomon. But these backs on these are cool. Captain Nelson, and this is Martino. So that goes here with this one. So pretty cool. I mean, these again are really tough to, are just tough to track down, especially if you're looking for key players. I'd say that I'd say the word's out on most key players, at least key players that I've searched for over the years. So they're much harder to get now, and they were never easy to get, even when there weren't so many people collecting this stuff. So let's see, what do we got here? I love these little chocolatin, which means little chocolate laponias, and here, let's see if you can see these. There's a couple of them in here. Look at that. These are so cute. And here's La Bruna, and this is a Pedernera, I think. Yeah, so these are just super cute. So they made these cardboard ones, and then earlier they made these metal ones, which in Argentina they call chapitas, because they're made of chapa, which is metal. And this is Antonio Sastre, and you can see the backs of these are metal. So this is Sastre, and this is Arsenio Enrico, the great Paraguayan striker. These little metal ones are great. These thicker starostas are really fun. Look how thick this one is. Much thicker than your watch. Look at even the metal ones. Very thin. Maybe you can't see that. And then you get these starostas, which are really thick. Very cool. And then you've got some other stars here. I think this is Carlos Pucel and Antonio Sastre. These are the Popos. Another little metal ones. I won't bother taking those out. And then you've got the Toto 5s. And this is Felix Listau, number 165. And you've got Martino. So those are cool as well. I'll leave these out facing this way. And then some of the Brazilians made it, like the Zizinho, or earlier made it in the Bicicleta, pretty rare. Here's a Garincha. Again, unstuck. Stuck from removed, I guess is the better way to say it. But a nice early 1960s with the Brazilian flag. Man, I really should have had my glasses for this. This must be Listau. But yeah, look at some of these. Just the colors. And this is why, you'll hear some people talk about the 1977 Maradona not being, a card, and therefore being less. Look at this. This is the history. This is the lineage of Argentine, collecting. You've got metal tins. What shape are they? Circles. You've got these pogs, thin and thick, but they're in chocolates. They're in different products. And what are they? They're circles. They're odd shapes. What you don't see until you get really late, until the 1970s, is you don't see the squares. So while it's very common for people wanting to impose their beliefs on what they think is important, the Argentine market here believes that ovals and circles and metal squares, tiny little squares, are completely acceptable and in many ways the preferred collectible for soccer commemoration. So I have no problem at all, looking at, for instance, a 77 disc as something that's really iconic and in many ways preferable to some of the other things that are out there. So here, this isn't this isn't Popos. This is Campeonato, and here's a Sastre, and you can, by the way, you can get all of the details of all these issues, and this is Pucel, Carlos Pucel. You can get all the the details of these issues in Rafael Briton's book called Difícil eran las de antes. It's a hard book now. It's getting harder to track down this book, but certainly, if you're for collectors of Argentine stickers, it's really a must-have. And it's hard to fully appreciate how cool these little metal pieces of metal that survived are. This is a Ferrara card as well, or piece of metal. I mean, I'm still going to call them a card because this is what they collected as cards. And this is a Francisco Varela. So these are just great epic players, and super, super tough to find the right players, at least in my mind, in terms of, the best guys to collect. So, let's see. This is the last little mini package within the package. So, what you'll see here is a football, which includes, this is the pack that includes the Maradona 77, I believe. So that's kind of an epic pack. I recently saw one graded that did quite well. Unfortunately, I was not the winner, but super excited to just have these to commemorate some of these great things that I've been able to collect over time. And then you find, some of these very scarce issues. This right now here is a Pedernera. And these are like hard cardboard. These are my first of this issue. I'm drawing a blank on it right now. But these are just really, really cool old vintage cardboard. I mean, part of the thing is when you see these, you're just like, wow, how did these things survive? And the real answer is they barely survived. And by looking at them now, you're like, oh my lord, they barely survived. Even these from the late 1970s barely survived. So I'm now gonna take some time and put these in proper card savers and penny sleeves to make sure that they're as protected as possible. Won't be able to be getting any of these things graded in the short term just because of pricing, turnaround times, and all that stuff. But certainly, hopefully, you got a sense for some of these epic cards and a few tickets as well. And I know that I get pinged every now and then for people to say, "Hey, show us some of the stuff you're getting, in the mail." Hopefully, this format was fun and you enjoyed it. And I'll have a few things back from PSA and SGC in the coming weeks. So maybe I can do some of those. And in the meantime, if you liked the video, I certainly hope you have. If you could please smash that like button and subscribe, and you'll get this type of video as well as some of my new videos that are doing top 10s of decades, as well as my old stalwart, the player videos. So anyway, please like it, and we'll talk next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.